Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jacob Eastep, and today, I thought it'd be interesting to attack a topic I've thought about quite a bit over the past year or so. Really, it's the idea of having more than one hobby. See, having a hobby is good, right? We've talked this a dozen times. It's a great way to express your passions, your interests, and grow as a person. But, what about having more than one hobby? See, it sounds very theoretical, right? But see, here's the idea. You can have 15 hobbies and it's great, but you can't always allocate all the time you need to each hobby. For me, obviously, I'm an extremely busy person. We learned that yesterday. But at the same time, I have a lot of hobbies. Now, hobbies have turned into jobs for me, but see, hobbies are still a good thing. So today we're going to jump into that topic, learn a little bit more about hobbies, and kind of how I prioritize them and how I think is a really helpful and healthy way to view hobbies. So with that being said, let's get into today's video. So yeah, today we're really going to be diving into the topic of why it's important to have more than one creative outlet, something I'm really passionate about, because it helps you stay balanced and stay inspired. If you're taking pictures every single day, you're going to get burned out. If you're recording a video every single day, you're going to get burned out. Hopefully I'm going to stay away from that one. I'm going to do my best. If you're creating music every single day, you're going to get burned out. I learned that from very quickly from experience. But you need to stay inspired and you need to allow for growth and balance. So that's what having multiple hobbies is going to allow you to do. So as a photographer, I spend a lot of time framing moments, chasing light, and telling stories through images. But there are days when I hit the creative wall. I see that all the time with my job, at school, taking pictures of just people. It's like, we have 100 people on campus. How many different pictures can I take in the same thing? And so it's the ways that I have to come to other creative outlets to help myself reevaluate where I am. So a lot of these outlets could be, for me, it's going to be editing podcasts, working on my own personal music career, sketching. I used to do that a ton. And another would just be, sitting back and reading, because reading and journaling, because really self-reflection is one of the best ways to grow yourself as a person. See, here's the thing. Creativity isn't a one-way street. It's more like a web. Everything connects to another thing, right? And when you allow yourself to explore these different parts of creativity and different parts of your personal expression, you have a more versatile and strong creative mindset. And so that's what we're wanting to culture, is this growth and personal betterment. And this isn't a self-help course, don't worry. But it's these ideas that how we can grow. So what about some of my hobbies? Well, sketching and reading, right? For me, sketching really helps me think about the composition of my photography. I mean, I know all the theoretical rules of photography, but when I come to sketching and I draw something, I'm like, this could have been a little further over, and it helps me start to think about how I'm framing my shots and also how I'm having my subject manipulate themselves in front of the camera. That kind of sounds weird, but staging is always interesting. It's like, okay, cool. But music helps, calm the mind, helps bring in rhythm. And rhythm is something that seems odd, but is very, very important in photography. You have your, leading lines in photos, but there's also a lot of rhythm in photography. We'll get into that in another video, but these creative connections really are helping me stay connected. So it's interesting. It's not just about improving your main hobby, right? So for me, photo, video, and social media, it really helps with your mental health. I'm just gonna get real here. Like, I struggle with mental health a decent amount. It's gotten a lot better, but having these creative outlets helps you view the world from a lot of different angles. My tagline is seeing the world from a different angle, right? That's not just about taking a picture from a different angle. It's about seeing the world through someone else's eyes, through an entirely different perspective. When I'm editing a podcast, I'm viewing the world as a listener, right? If I'm filming a video, I'm viewing the world through the viewer. If I'm writing a course, I'm looking at it through the student and trying to see where they're coming from. It's this idea that these switching of gears between hobbies can help you reevaluate what's going on in your own life. For some people, I know it can be very therapeutic. Not really for me, but I know a lot of people, by having multiple hobbies, can. And hobbies don't have to be mindless activities, right? We can have these hobbies that are um, more that are helping someone else. It doesn't, like for me, baking bread's a hobby. I make money off that and it's very relaxing and therapeutic for me. So it's not something that has to be, mindless garbage. So what about journaling, right? I talked about that a little bit earlier. It's not flashy, but it's a place where I can dump my thoughts, reflect, and refocus. It really helps me clear the clutter and can honestly help me circle back and lead to breakthroughs I didn't see previously. Now, these breakthroughs might be in just personal reflection, these breakthroughs might be in a paper or an opinion on a conversation I had with a buddy a while ago, but these breakthroughs still help. And I think just having these mind dumps is something that's really helpful. Something I've started doing recently is my iPhone has a journal app, and it kind of encourages me like, hey, what happened today? What was good? What was something good? What was something bad? What was something you learned? And it's kind of just working through at the end of the day, here's what happened today. Because so often we get caught up in the end of the day and we're like, man, nothing really happened. But there's a lot of things that happen. There's a lot of learning that happens throughout the day. So just taking the time to reflect on that is really good. So here's a challenge for you, right? Think about a creative outlet you've always wanted to try. Painting, writing poetry, learning an instrument, cooking more, trying a new recipe. Whatever it is, give yourself permission to explore it without worrying about being perfect. Give yourself permission to explore it without worrying about being perfect. It's about the process, not the outcome. That sounds very cliche, but it's about learning and it's about giving yourself the space to be imperfect. In our jobs, we really can't be. In school, we really ought to do our absolute best in everything. But what if you just gave yourself a little bit of forgiveness ahead of time to try something? And who knows, maybe if you try that new hobby, you'll learn something and it'll connect something in your mind, or it'll connect to whatever your main job, your main hobby is in one way, opening doors that you didn't know were even there. Alright, so that's kind of the end of today's video. A little bit shorter. If you enjoyed it and found it helpful, drop a sub, like, share, comment, you know the drill. Go ahead and leave in the comments down below too. Hey, what's your creative outlet? What's your second, primary, third, tertiary? What are your creative outlets? And when one gets exhausting, what do you do to kind of rejuvenate yourself? I'd love to find out and I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay creative. I'll catch you guys next video. Take it easy, fam. Peace.